Abortion. Donald Trump. Abortion. It's a very serious subject. I totally understand why so many of our people are upset about it. Basically, Donald Trump refused to commit to an abortion ban in the United States. And he refused, I believe in that interview, I listened to it, but I believe his exact words were that he would negotiate the exceptions to abortion. And our people lost their mind over that. So I want to help you understand something tonight. Whenever someone tells you anything about Donald Trump and abortions, I want you to remember something. I want you to look at this man one more time, and I want you to remember it was that man right there that is the sole reason that Roe v. Wade died. I don't know if any of you understand, if you doubt Donald Trump's abortion stand, it was this man that God used to miraculously appoint 3 judges that caused the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Let's keep that in mind, okay? Let's get to the big picture. Let's make sure that we get this right, because Donald Trump has more than you do in his mind. Donald Trump is a general that must win a war. He does not have the privilege of catering to your issue. When a general goes to war, he has one thing, the goal in mind. His entire focus must be to reach that goal, to win that war. And he cannot do that if all along the way he stops to cater to you and to me and what we would love to see in America. If it was up to me, we'd outlaw divorces in America. But try to win an election saying you're going to outlaw divorces. Try to win an election in a divided nation. The next election will be with the independents because, first of all, the bases are settled. Now, Donald Trump will go in to a debate with Joe Biden. And if he would have eaten the carrot in that interview, I believe it was Meet the Press, if he would have eaten that carrot, committing to an abortion ban, could anybody tell me what would happen in the first debate with Joe Biden? See, the problem is we don't live in a perfect world. And unfortunately, Donald Trump's got a goal to win the White House. If he doesn't win the White House, and let's say he agreed with no abortions whatsoever, total ban on abortion, he'll never get to the White House. Folks, there's some things that are just common sense. Do I want abortion in America? You know better. But I also realize there's other issues that is vastly important in this nation. And if we cannot get it all, then let's get as much as we can with the very man that overturned Roe v. Wade. Some of us are so simple and small-minded that it's all or nothing for us on this issue. Donald Trump does not have that privilege. Donald Trump knows that if he would have taken the bait, the first debate with Joe Biden, you have all these independent women watching that debate. They don't like Joe Biden. Nobody does. And then all of a sudden they show the video clip. Donald Trump is going to make a ban on abortion, or he's going to, after 6 weeks, what would have happened? Do you think Donald Trump's going to give them that? Oh, but I know what you want. What I want is Trump to win the White House. Because he's got a track record of what he's going to do about abortion. I saw it in the last term. We have to understand, Diane, you're right. Diane Ezel is right. If we don't get Trump in 24, our country is gone. So you have to decide if you're going to sit there and pout and be mad because what you would love to see happen, I would love for them to go pass a law that, men can't drink alcohol no more. There'd be no more broken homes. Try to win, try to run on that in a divided nation. Trump is smarter than y'all give him credit for. Let the man win the White House. Donald Trump, when she asked him the question, he said, in order to win in 2024, Republicans must learn how to properly talk about abortion. He is so right. In a perfect world, he would be so wrong. But in our world, he's so right. You saw what happened in 2022 with this strict no abortion policy. It won't work. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. He's not running for pastor. He is running for president. Let me give you an example. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron. He ran for the governor's seat in Kentucky with a no exception pro-life platform. Great. I believe in that platform. I love that platform. I could never run for office on that platform. Why? Because there's such a thing called reality, politics. And Donald Trump is going to play this game with them. He's not giving up the White House to make one segment of his base completely happy. And we should not expect him to. So anyway, Daniel Cameron, no exceptions. His political opponents put him up as a radical. They released a video ad that showed a childhood rape survivor, 12 years old. They put this video up in Kentucky. The child looked directly in the camera and addressed Mr. Cameron, telling him to tell a 12-year-old girl she must have the baby of her stepfather who raped her. Of course, he lost. You always lose with a radical platform. No matter how right it is, you must learn how to word it. You must learn how to navigate. Well, I would never. I'm not a liar. That's why you can't run for office. I'm sorry. It's not what you say. It is how you say it. And Donald Trump refused to let them make him say what they're dying for him to say. And then he's got us over here screaming at him, rah, 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 you better do it. Folks, get the big picture. Let Donald Trump get the White House and let him put you 3 more judges in there, and then his heir put 2 more in there, and let us own the Supreme Court. And then you can get whatever radical agenda passed you won't pass. My friends, I've tried to teach you about America being a ship. We must understand you cannot govern America from the extreme right. You can't do it. Or the extreme left. You have got to find a way to move a divided country forward. And it is very small-minded of us on the far right to think that our candidate can win the White House by catering to everything we want. I would love no abortion in this nation. I would love it, but I understand how this nation works. And I'm so thankful now to have no Roe v. Wade, that now it's left up to the states. The states can do whatever they want to. Let's talk about Iowa. Let's talk about Iowa. Iowa is a prime example. It passed a 6-week abortion ban. Do you know when they passed it? Anybody? 2018. And we were so excited. 6-week abortion ban. Yay, rah, 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 great, wonderful. That was in 2018. The law has still not taken effect. And it's never going to. We live in a divided nation. And the other side don't play fair, but we want our guy to play fair. He didn't answer the way you wanted him to answer. And yet he overturned Roe v. Wade single-handedly. Years Iowa's tried to get that law. You know where that law is? Tied up in court. And it's going to stay tied up in court. And do you know what Iowa is back to now? A 20-week abortion ban. Why? They went too radical with it. Had they come down to 15 weeks or maybe 12 weeks, you cannot govern from the extremes. Here's the thing about America. We are increasingly identifying as pro-choice. And when you give no room for exceptions, you only make it more pro-choice. However, most people that I know of that are pro-choice, they do not believe in unlimited abortion. Some of them do. Who? The far left. But people like my family members that are Democrat, they do believe in abortion. But even a woman that's very dear to my heart that's a Democrat says there should be a very strict limit on it. See, that's where we find common ground. They on the far left are saying, kill them all the way up to, they're coming out the canal. Far right, none whatsoever. But the truth is, most Americans don't want abortion. But if it must be, they want limitations on that abortion. 9% of pro-choice voters said that they thought abortion was morally wrong, although they believed it should be legal. Now, there was a poll that came out here. The majority, 51%, favor abortions with restrictions, according to a Gallup poll. Only 19% of voters said that they thought abortion should be legal under all circumstances. See, there's 19% on the far left. Well, on the far right, there's about 19 or 20% said there should be no abortions whatsoever. Both sides are right in their own way of thinking. And yet, it is impossible to win the presidency catering to those 19%. 69% thought abortion should be legal in the first trimester only. 37% said it should be legal in the second trimester. What does that tell me? 69% of this nation believes the first trimester only for abortion. That's the people Trump is trying to reach. Do you see it now? 69% believe first trimester only. That's what Trump said. That's who he's trying to reach. Tutor Dixon, a Republican who ran for governor in Michigan, she lost that seat. And she said she lost it because she did not listen to President Trump's advice. She said President Trump gave her advice on abortion policy, how to talk about it. And she took the far approach to the right. He had told her to talk differently about abortion. She took a no exception approach. And she told President Trump after the election these words, "You were absolutely right. I would have won if I would have learned how to talk about abortion." Now, y'all have got to allow this man to win the White House and know that he cannot win it just catering to us. I know you don't like to hear that. I don't like to say that, but somebody's got to tell you the truth. The day will come, I give you my word, when there will be no more abortions in this world. There's a man coming from the sapphire seals of heaven. His name is Yeshua, Jesus. He is coming to establish a government on earth so very soon he'll be here. Every abortion clinic will shut down in a moment. That will be a perfect day, the seventh day, the 7,000th year. That will be a perfect world. Sadly, we don't live there yet. In the meantime, we know that if Biden wins, what would happen to abortions and the Supreme Court, who he could appoint. I call on you tonight, patriots. Control your emotions. Realize you're not in a battle. You're in a war. Battles can be lost. Wars we can't afford to lose. I encourage you tonight. Don't get caught up in the emotions of these things. Sit back and watch President Trump outfox his enemies.